strong, durable, resilient. These are the three words that Tecno wants you to remember when you are thinking of buying any of the Spark 30 series, especially this phone right here, the Tecno Spark 30 Pro. And they are not just talking. They've backed it up with lots of videos online showing the drop test, water resistance, and even a partnership with transformers, just to prove to us how tough this phone really is. It is also IP54 rated, so that means it can survive water splashes in any direction and endure drops that would leave most other phones shattered. But the question now is it really unbreakable and durable like they claim? Okay, I know some of you are expecting me to do crazy stuff like put the phone inside water while I'm talking to you, or I could just take it out of water and like drop it, and then, yeah, come back and tell you, yeah, you can see it didn't break and all of that, but I won't do that for two reasons. Firstly, I bought this phone with my money. Technically not send it to me, yeah? So, as you can see, there's no water here. And my guy, thank you for catching it. Really. Second reason is because nobody actually uses their phone like that. I mean, who puts their phone inside water or who just kind of like drops it for no reason? So, I got you there. Now, the Spark 30 Pro comes in two versions. There is the regular version that have the transformer branding just in the package of the phone, like this one you're looking at right now. But every other part of the phone is not branded like the pack or whatever, even the phone itself. Then there's also the other one that has the transformer theme all over it. I think my kid would like that one, but definitely not me. I think I still prefer just this, would I say the normal one? Yeah. Now this normal one comes in two colors. Mine is the Obsidian Edge, while there's another one called the Arctic Glow. Now in case you're thinking, both of the phones, whether this normal one and the one with transformer theme all over it, comes for a price of around 247,000 naira for the 8 gigs of RAM and the 128 gigs of internal storage. All through my research, there is no mention of the material used to build this phone, whether it is glass or plastic or plastic. That is the blend of glass and plastic. Now, some other creators have said it is made of plastic, and yeah, it looks like that actually. Now, one of the first things I fell in love with when I started testing this phone are the dual stereo speakers. They sound really good and rich. Even when I was playing my own YouTube video at the loudest volume, I didn't hear any kind of distortion at all. There is also the headphone jack for those who still use it in 2024, and also the slot for memory card expansion if the 128 gig is not enough for you. Now let's talk about the display, which is something to be proud of actually, because it's got some really massive specs. It's a top-tier AMOLED display with about 1 billion colors. It's 6.78 inches in size and refreshes at 120 Hz. But the most impressive spec for me is how bright this display can get outdoors. It can go or peak at about 1700 nits, making it as bright as my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. So it is super convenient when it comes to using it outdoors. When watching videos, colors comes out really sharp with very high contrast and deep blacks, and of course with appealing shades that just gives this phone the flagship vibes. But what is new about the display that we don't get to see in most other smartphones and really should be talking about is the 2160 PWN dimming for eye comfort. Yeah, I know a lot of tech jargons there, but what it means is that is a technique that most smartphone manufacturers use to help reduce eye fatigue or eye strain for users who like to use their phones for long periods in the dark. So if you regularly develop eye strain or headaches when you're using your phone in the dark, then this phone is like one of the best you want to get because you're not going to have that experience. And also it comes with the under display optical fingerprint sensor that, as you can see, works really, really fast. But I must say, one of the cons of this display is the fact that it doesn't come with any kind of screen protection from scratches and dents. I mean, if you're spending so much on a phone like this, then really it should come with some form of protection. that would make it even more durable, which tends to be the whole theme of this phone. The processor, however, isn't something that is new anymore. We already have seen it in the Tecno Camon 30S and the 30S Pro. I'm talking about the Helio G100. So for those who commented on my 30S and the 30S Pro review talking about the curved display, that's why you don't like it, I think this is another very good option you may want to go for. A slight change was made to the Helio G99 that we have in the Tecno Spark 20 Pro just to accommodate bigger cameras. It is the same clock speed, so really in terms of performance, it's not better than the Helio G99. Now, it is one of the best MediaTek 4G chipset that we have around. And for those of you who are complaining that your Tecno Spark 30C, your game is no more playing there, your Call of Duty Mobile and all of that is not playing, you may want to get this one. Trust me, you're not going to experience all of that over here. Call of Duty Mobile played at medium graphics and high frame rate, and PUBG also ran pretty well on this device. So yeah, when it comes to high graphics games, it definitely will be able to handle it. Now, after using this phone for almost 2 weeks, I must say I really appreciate how compact and sturdy it feels like. It is also very light, and the battery management is pretty good. I got well over 8 hours screen on time, so I was able to go with this phone for like almost 2 days without having to charge it. The battery, as you all know, is 5000 mAh and it supports 33 watts fast charging. Charging this phone from 0 to 100% will take you about 68 minutes. That is just a little above 1 hour. iOS is still very good, which is the software that we have here, version 14.5, along with Android 14. There is floating windows and smart panels for easier multitasking for those who use stuff like that. Then I also noticed that AI wallpaper generator has been improved a bit. Like you can now select a picture and it's going to turn it into an AI character. So it's not just all about text to picture generation anymore. There is also AI and bypass charging that really helps to protect the battery of your phone for those who use it. But the truth is that it is still packed with lots of bloatwares and applications that try to sell you data, which is not cool at all, I mean. Now, sadly and quite disappointing, I would say, there is no indication of how many years of future updates this phone will be getting. So we may actually be stuck with the Android 14 that it comes with out of the box. Personally, I think it is deliberate because for a brand like Tecno, like a brand as big as Tecno, and a phone that is supposedly designed to be durable, all this information are very simple information that really should not be missing. I mean, just as all over your website, it is boldly written there that, yeah, we're going to have 5 years lag-free guarantee experience because of the TÜV certification and all of that. It's also boldly written there that this phone supports 4.5G internet, which I have confirmed is also very true. Why not just write it also there that you're going to have 2 years or 3 years of Android updates? I mean, it's that simple, and that would really, really make everyone who wants to buy this phone happy. That guarantee would really make them happy. So it's not much to ask, is it? I don't think so, really. So now it's time for us to talk about the cameras. At the rear of this phone is a 108 megapixel camera sensor. And yeah, it takes some very good pictures. It does very well when it comes to HDR processing, and the colors are really sharp. Honestly, I'm not surprised because this is what I would expect from a phone that costs this much. There is also the AI Magic Eraser that lets you remove objects from pictures, and you can even enhance a picture after you have taken it. And even more so, you can turn a normal photo into portrait pictures. Very nice features in the camera application of this phone. However, there is no 4K video quality when you are taking or making videos with this phone, which is not cool. Like, Tecno, you don't have to reserve 4K for the flagships anymore because now flagships are going to 8K resolution when it comes to videos. This is how video quality at 2K 30 frames per second looks like. Very impressive. Now, for those of you who asked me to talk about 60 frames, you can only shoot at 1080 at 60 frames per second with this phone. Also, when it comes to taking selfies with the 13 megapixel selfie camera of this phone, yeah, the selfies are pretty good. As you can see, the colors are rich, processing is top notch, and like I said before, I really would not expect anything lesser from this phone. So coming from the Tecno Spark 20 Pro, if you choose to get this phone, it will be a huge upgrade because you'll be getting a more sturdy looking phone, transformer standard with lots of protection and all of that. Yeah, it also have very impressive display quality, slightly improved processing performance, and of course generally a better phone. However, I would say the lack of scratch protection for the screen of this phone, the lack of video stabilization for the cameras, and of course no commitment or no verbal commitment to software update still makes me a bit skeptical about this phone. Now, these things I just mentioned are not flagship specs, so Tecno, you don't really have to reserve them for your flagship phone. But kudos to Tecno for always improving. And like I said before, I love the Spark series because they're always doing over and beyond when it comes to it. So fingers crossed, let's see what the next generation of the Spark series is going to bring. I will be reviewing the Tecno Spark 30 Pro, the Tecno Spark 30, and of course the Tecno Spark 30C in a singular video. It's going to be coming shortly. I don't think it's going to be the next video, but subscribe to the channel if you really want to see these kind of amazing reviews from top guys like me. I'm a top guy. I'll catch you guys in the next video.